Who are you, Blues fan? We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go, Blues! Let's go, Blues! Let's go, Blues!
BlueNote Fan Report. Aloha and mahalo. Welcome to the Friday edition of the show. Sorry about the start there. I got a little internet issues, but I'm back. I'm here. We're ready to go. Somebody's watching. Surprisingly, hey, what's going on? We are less than a month away from some preseason hockey, about 22, 23 days. And then we are 44 days and so away from the puck dropping on the Blues season on the October 15th at home. That's right. They're going to open at home and then go on the road for a few. Gonna be interesting. The NHL.com NHL Network is doing one of their little social media shows they do every now and then. And they asked, the poll question, is Colorado going to repeat? And they're like, fans said no. And, I think they will. They really didn't lose many pieces. They lost 200 freaking points. You lost 200 points. How do you lose 200 points and repeat? You don't. Right? I just don't see it. They're, some of these the homers that they show on this stuff, and they're sucking on the Avs member, and why didn't they do that when the Blues won the cup? When the Blues won the cup, the NHL were like, oh wow, Layla won the cup. Layla, oh my goodness, Layla, this little girl, she won the cup. Blues didn't win the cup. Layla won the cup. Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, I know Leia. I know her. She's a friend and all of that. So don't take it the wrong way. What I'm saying is that the way that the things were portrayed in NHL net or on an NHL network wasn't that St. Louis won the cup. It had everything to do with the Blues, or Layla winning the cup, not the Blues. Hey, I took a vacation night off to watch the 15th game Guess I didn't need to. Yeah, good luck with your surgery there, bud. I'm with you on that, Ryan. But you know what? I got a favor to ask of all my St. Louis peeps. I saw something today, and I really think I'm going to try and get this out on my Facebook in the group and see if you guys can help with this. Let's see. I'm going to show it here in a second. I follow ESPN 101, and a lot of the St. Louis Blues stuff, the radio stations and things like that. I follow them on Twitter and that, and ESPN 101 has something special coming up. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, well, fuck, why am I not part of that? I should be a part of that. And here it is. I want to get in there and show you guys what I'm talking about. So here we go. They are going to have this military appreciation show on the 6th of September at Scott Air Force Base. Right? Well, come on. Guys all know I'm retired military, right? I'm retired Navy. I did 20 years. I do this. I support Blues Warriors and all this other stuff. Why not? This perfect time, ESPN 101, bring me on. I need you guys to tell your friends, call the radio station, go on Twitter, tell them, go to my Twitter page here, where I've made this comment and I've tagged them, right? I've tagged them, here's where I've tagged them, like this post, like it, comment on it, right? Show me some love to make them show me some love. You got to go out there and do it. This is your chance to get the Blue Note Fan Report heard. Yes, that is self-promotion. I don't give a crap. I don't mind it if it's self-promotion. It's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You gotta do the self-promotion sometimes. And I know all the groups hate it. Don't self-promote. Oh, we can't stand that. You're not supposed to promote yourself. Oh, go screw yourself. Everybody promotes themselves. It's called advertising. And when you got people out there that'll share everybody else's stuff but your own, you got to do what you can, right? And that's where I'm at. When the Lightning played Colorado in this year's finals, they were showing the team's captain raising the cup of the last. And yeah, I saw that, and I didn't like that at all. And now Wendy, I brought that up, and Wendy brought it up and said that might have had something to do with Pietrangelo not being on the Blues anymore, and I could kind of see that. Yeah, I did see that. Miller, he's off the market. It's another one of those contracts. These are the contracts that we're going to be seeing. These $7-8 million. That's going to be the standard. It's not going to be. Those aren't going to be the outliers anymore. That's going to be the standard contract for these guys. I think that's not. When Tarasenko got that contract, when O'Reilly got his, that was those were the outliers. Now they're not. They're the standard contract. And I see that. Bob says, I'm just saying, if we are thinking we will make up Perron's points, maybe in Colorado, they might think not 200. There's a big difference between making up 70 and making up 200. Okay? A couple of guys can make up 70. You didn't bring it. They didn't bring in enough to make up 200 points, right? They didn't. And then here's the thing: they didn't score the most goals in the Western Conference. Oh, what? What do you say? No, they didn't score the most goals in the Western Conference. The Blues did. The Blues did. All right, that's the thing that you have to look at. The team that scored the most goals in the division was the Blues. They are a good offensive team. Just store up the defense a little bit. Win those games. Win those games where you don't score 3 goals or more. And win those 2-1, those 1-0 games, and you've got it, baby. You've got it. I don't see Colorado making up those 200 points. I'm with you, Ryan. I thought they should have. I am absolutely with you there. Not sure who this is, but hello. Jason Nichols saying hi. The defense is what makes them special. Who? The Colorado? No, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. It's Blues preseason already. I got about 2 weeks before training camp starts. Perron was on a contract year playing in his best hockey. Well, that's the thing. He didn't have his best year. He actually played down from the last year. So it wasn't his best year. Right? So that's where I'm at. Every has to be an MV. I don't think Colorado's defense is that good. I don't think, if I remember right, they were like 7th or 8th. And I mean, the Blues were 10th. Colorado wasn't that much ahead of them. If I remember right, hold on. I want to check this out. Ooh. Oh, excuse me. Be glad you're not in this room. Oh, my goodness, am I bad? I'm bringing it up. Yeah, I'm bringing it up. I'm not as quick as, I could be or should be, or whatever. Okay, let's see here. Goals allowed per game. Colorado. Let me flip that. Got it the wrong way. There we go. Colorado. Oh, okay. Colorado was 9th in goals allowed per game. Their defense was 9th in the league. The Blues were 11th. A tenth of a goal behind them. Right? 376, or pardon me, 283. A little more than a tenth. I looked at the wrong number. 283 to 291. 283 to 291. The Blues were 11th. And one time I had them at 10th. I don't know why they dropped to 11th. But maybe something changed. I don't know. But, less than a tenth of a goal separated them. Right? Goals allowed. Colorado allowed 232. The Blues allowed 239. They allowed 5 more goals. That's it. 5 more goals than Colorado did. Yet they scored 1 more goal. Right? I'm sorry. I'm going to fight that. I'm going to sit there and say that's not, that's not where you're at, bud. I don't think that their defense is as great as everyone thinks it is. And I think some of the pieces that they lost, it's gonna really show in their offense and in their defense. Right? The best thing we got coming out of last season's playoffs is Colorado has a pretty even series. Bill Kadri took out Bennington. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Right? I think that I really do think the Blues had a chance at winning that series. Right? Can't tell who this is. I'm sorry, man. My eyes just aren't that good anymore. Ryan Green says, banner on the bottom says Slapshot Jones, but she hasn't been on the show. What's going on? When the season starts, is Ashley going to be, well, I think unfortunately, she's going to be more part-time. She's going to be on next week. We're going to do the show an hour earlier on Tuesday and Thursday. And I think she's going to be on. Ashley had something in her personal life that forced her to work more. And because of that, she can't be on the show because she's got to be at work at 3:00 in the morning. And when we do the show, so, oh, I'm with you, bud. I don't know who this is, but I'm with you. Right? I'm with you. But I'm hoping to get Ashley back. I miss her. I think she brings something wonderful to the show. I hope that you're just not watching because of her, that you're watching for me, but it is what it is. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I think the Blues, I'm sorry. I'm probably in the minority here, but I look at the Central Division and I go, the Blues are the cream of the crop. I think Colorado, first of all, you look at Colorado and how those guys were. They were cup or bust. They came into the season Oh, I guess this is Brad Pond. Okay. They came into the season cup or bust, right? And that's how they focused. And now that that is gone, I don't think they come into next season with that same focus. And I think it's going to affect them. And again, they lost. I want to say it's close to 200 points, if not more than that, between last season and this season. Right? And that's huge. That's huge. You lose that many points, that's huge. Big time to lose that many points. And I really do think that they've lost close to 200 points, if not more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's Danny. Hey, Dan, man, I missed you, bud. I missed you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. I hope you're not mad at me. Kadri doesn't take Benny out, rehoist the cup. I think that we make the finals. I don't know about hoisting the cup, but I think we make the finals. Right? I do think we make the finals. I really do. Right? That's just my feeling, my reaction to it. I think that that's what happens. The Blues are a better team than people are giving them credit for. And, Perron, I talked at length about this yesterday, right? Doug Armstrong's a chess player, right? And I think every solid GM, every GM, real good GM out there is a chess player, right? And, there's something in chess that is a hard thing for many players to figure out and understand, right? Especially intermediate and beginner players, especially beginners. Intermediates get it some, but they struggle with it. And it's the sacrifice, right? It is the absolute sacrifice. And it's giving up your pieces to ensure that you have more openings, that you open things up. It's a part of strategy that a lot of people don't get, right? And when you sacrifice, I know for me, and I talked about this yesterday, I play a chess game on my phone. See if I can bring this up again. And it does chess puzzles, right? Or scenarios, things like that. Some people love them, some people don't. It's called pocket chess or rocket chess, right? And rocket chess brings up or shows some of these situations, mate in 2, mate in 5, mate in 3. That's the thing is, you have the ones that I struggle the most on are the ones that require a sacrifice because I don't see it so much. Well, in this case, I think Armstrong playing chess saw a sacrifice, saw a David Perron sacrifice, strengthening Letty. And strengthening that defense. If your offense falls off a little bit, but you strengthen your defense, well, okay, your offense goes from the 4th best in the league to the 7th best. But your defense goes from 11th best to 7th best. Well, you know what? You're definitely a better team. I think you're a better team. And that is, okay. Just saying he's been busy. He still loves me and can't be mad at his Blues insider. Well, I appreciate that, bud. Ryan Green's ready for some hockey. No, they'll be fine. They just way more points. They lost way more points the year before. John Luke finally and Alex Elite Prospects, I believe they have 2 teams that caught the Avs. Only 2 teams that have caught the Avs are my. You know what? Your Oilers did not catch the Avs. Okay, your Oilers got swept by the Avs. Now the Oilers and the Hurricanes. Well, let me explain this. First of all, the Avalanche went backwards. They did not go forwards. You don't lose 200 points and go forward. You don't. You don't lose. You don't take that many pieces away and go forward. And first of all, Edmonton got swept. Swept. They were not in that series at all. They weren't even close to being in that series. Both the Blues and the Lightning took games from the Avalanche. Yeah, but they brought in points. They didn't bring in points this year. I'm not, I got to double check on it. I don't think you're right there, McDavid, right? Because they brought in, I disagree with that, right? The Avalanche, they came into last season cup or bust. And they're not going to come into this season like that. They're not. They're not going to come into that. That would have been a tough one. I think it goes 7, and in game 7, who knows? That is the one series that would have scared, as a Blues fan, scared me the most. Right? However, Mike Smith, if you can expose him, I had 2 players playing on trade deadline. Let's not forget the Avs also had a week to rest as well. Yeah, they did. That rest did help them, right? But and they got calls. They got calls left, right, and center. That's not going to happen again. I'm telling you. You look at the stats, and the stats tell you that the Blues were as good, if not a better team. Right? To me, the stats tell me that the Avalanche weren't that many points better than the Blues, even though they got it. Right? I'm sorry, I don't see. I think the schedule, the way the schedule played out, it helped the Avalanche a lot. Right? It helped the Avalanche a lot, and I just don't see them having that same year. I see them being a team that may miss the playoffs. Right? I do. I see this team as a team that's just going to go. The Blues don't have. Well, so what's one freaking player? What's one player? I'm sorry, I disagree. And Makar had his best season. What makes you think he's going to have? I'm telling you, they're not going into this season with the same attitude, and it's going to be obvious by November. It's going to be obvious. Well, I don't know. McDavid's had his way with the Blues, and that's what scares me. He has had it. One superstar player doesn't mean, yeah, I'm with you. They aren't missing the playoffs. You're laughing. You know what? No, I disagree with that. He's not. And you say no question about it. I think you're wrong. First of all, I only see 3 teams from the Central making it. Right? And there's a couple of teams in the Central. I mean, the Blues are as good as, if not better than the Avalanche. Plain and simple, they are. They plain and simple are. And if you're not looking at them that way, you're wrong. They didn't lose much. It's almost the same team. They got better. I think they got better at backup goalie. I really do. I think that Greiss is going to be a better goalie all around than Husso was. Right? I think the Avalanche could miss the playoffs. I could see them. In some ways, they remind me of the 16-17 Penguins. I mean, they came off that cup and they just had they just fell apart. They even fired their coach. Now they ended up winning the cup, but I think it's a different team there. I think that the quality of what they had on that team was better, and they also had better goaltending. They had much better goaltending. And not only that, there's the Avalanche biggest question. They had probably one of the worst goaltenders ever to win a cup, and they got a goaltender worse than the goaltender they had. Right? I think Hofer's a year away still. I think Hofer really needs that experience. And you know what? You take the chance. Greiss is nothing. Greiss is on almost a minor league contract, two-way contract. You take that, and if he doesn't have it, then you, then you move, you send Greiss down and bring Hofer up, right? I'm not there. Well, McDavid, you were on your Oilers all last season, but I didn't hear a peep out of you when they got swept in the Western Conference Finals. They got swept. Shouldn't even have been in that, right? I don't think that you guys. Actually, I think that you guys are second in that division, maybe third, right? I think that Calgary's better than you, and I think that either Vancouver or the Kings could be better than you. One of those two, I think, is gonna leapfrog the Oilers. I do think I think 5 teams from the Pacific are gonna make the playoffs, but it's not gonna be, and the Oilers aren't gonna walk away like you think they are, right? I mean, in all actuality, I don't think the Oilers got better during the offseason, right? I don't know. I don't have right in front of me what they added, but I don't think they got that much better. Let me see if I can pull something up here real quick. See if I can pull up the free agent tracker. I know I have it somewhere. I was looking at it earlier. Okay. So let's go to Edmonton. See what Edmonton brought in. And I know you probably know it right off the top of your head, McDavid. I don't, so I'm going to look at it. You re-sign Kane, Campbell, Kulik, McGregor, Janmark, Puljujärvi, Yamamoto, Benson, Murray, resign. Banner Kane, resign. I don't see what you really. I don't know. I don't think that you brought in much. I mean, you re-signed some Group 2 free A's. You re-signed Kane. You lost a lot. I don't know. I'm just looking at this, and that's not like making me brim with confidence, right? Colorado, they lost Burkowski, Ross, Helm. Oh no, Helm resigned, sorry. Jack Johnson, Kadri, Kemper, Ryan Murray, Sherwood. Yeah, I'm looking at this. They lost way too much. right? They really did. They lost way too much. Well, Monson re-signed. I missed that, so sorry. They lost way too much. And that's what I'm looking at. I just see that. I see him losing too much. Where are we at here? McDavid's probably going off on me. Draisaitl was 1 foot on 1 foot, and we finally got a goalie. We were hands down the best team in the. Well, you're not even close. Wow, not even close, McDavid. You're smoking better shit than I am, my friend. I remember we were making fun of you, McDavid, for the Oilers last game 4 because you were nowhere to be seen. Yep. Calgary's good, I believe that. You got a good goalie. I'm not so sure about that. Hold on. Because I don't remember all these names right off the top of my head. I need to look them up. I really do. So let me pull something up here real quick. Oh, they signed Ryan Murray today, so that helps them out a little bit, but not much. Well, I mean, right now you're $10 million over the cap, so you've got to get. Oh, no, that's Vegas. Sorry, Edmonton $6 million over the cap. They still got to get rid of guys. Let's see, goalie wise, Jack Campbell. Okay, Campbell's going to help you a little bit. He ain't going to help you that much. Right? I mean, Campbell's going to do something for you. Look what he did for Toronto. He couldn't get him past first round. Couldn't get Toronto past first round, and you're not, and you barely got past the first round. I mean, how many? Up until this season, you'd only been past first round once. Jack Campbell couldn't get Toronto past first round, and they had as much talent as you do. I am not on board with you there, McDavid. Not on board with you at all on that one. Avs lost 2 players that matter, and that's Kadri and Burkowski. Everyone else was backups. I don't. You know what? You can't lose that many. I'm sorry. You can't lose that many guys that were in your locker room and think you're going to have the same chemistry. You can't, and they're not. And they're also. You got to remember they came in the last season Stanley Cup or bust. They're not coming in this season with that attitude. You don't come in with that attitude, you don't play as well. And they're not. They are absolutely not going to play as well. Oh, I think McDavid should have been on another team anywhere. Well, look what Campbell had in front of him, and he still blew it. You don't have the defense. Right? Not bad there, not bad. No, I'm just not sold. I'm not sold on Edmonton. I'm really not right now. I just not. I'm not sold there. You know what? I don't think so. I do not think that the Avs are going to get Patrick Kane. And you know what? By the deadline, they could be pushing just to make the playoffs. This is a team that is not going to be playing with the same emphasis and authority that they played last year. Right? I see that. Right? I see that. I don't see Kane going anywhere. As much as I think that he should have been traded, I don't think Kane wants to be traded. Right? And you know what? You look at salary caps. What do you got to lose to get him? Look how much. That's the thing that everybody doesn't. First of all, you're $6 million over the cap right now. $6 million, bud. How can you add somebody when you got to get rid of people just to begin with? You can't even play. You're not allowed to play with your current schedule. Really? You're okay. How can you say that when the teams were damn near even in the stats? right? They were damn near even in the stats. In fact, the Blues scored one more goal than them, and they only gave up, 8 more than the Avalanche did. They were damn near even, right? The Blues are a better special teams than the Avalanche by far, and the Blues have better goaltending. You're giving, you know what, McDavid, you're doing what everybody does. You're looking at the surface. Oh, my God, they won the Stanley Cup. They're the greatest team ever. The Avalanche, let me slap their knob. I'm slapping the Avalanche knob. You're not seeing the underneath the stuff that matters, the stuff that really, really matters. You know what? They had the schedule was much more favorable to them. And you know what? I'm not even looking at points, right? They didn't coast the last month of the season. You need to go look at their schedule again. You need to go look again, right? I could see that. I could see that. I could see that there, Bud. And I also think the Ducks are going to have a good year, right? You have the Oilers. You have Calgary, Edmonton, Vancouver, and LA right off the bat, right? And then I think the Ducks are also going to be there. I don't know. I just got this feeling the Ducks might surprise a lot of people. They didn't win the division in February. They didn't even take first in the division until late March. They played fewer games than everybody. And you keep forgetting that, Bud. I mean, yeah, no, not even close, my friend. Not even close. Right? They didn't win that division until they didn't officially win that division until 2 weeks out. Right? And at that point, other teams didn't play them as hard unless you were the bottom feeders. Right? I'm sorry. You're giving them way too much credit, McDavid. Way too much credit. Right? Oh, and by the way, just so you know, unless I know you, if you're using some like McDavid is, I'm no longer going to be showing your comments on my show, or am I going to acknowledge you? If you cannot be a real person and show your name, if you cannot stand behind your face like I do every freaking show, I'm dropping you. Now, McDavid, I do know you, but I'm telling you, at some point, I'm going to end up dropping you because I've had too many people F me over with crap like that to where, and I sit there and I put my face out there. I do it every single show. I put my face out there. I put my voice out there. I put myself out there. I have the balls to do that. I think you should have the balls to do it too. Yeah, Nashville or the Jets, maybe. I think the Jets. I think the Jets are going to have a much better season than people give them credit for. Right? I really do. Nashville, I think. I originally I didn't think Nashville got better, but I'm kind of changing my thought process there. I think they may have moved up and gotten a little bit better. Yeah, I did. I said it. Right? I'm sorry. And I don't mean to piss anybody off, but, I'm just to what happened yesterday and what's happened in the past. I'm just to that point where, if you don't have the balls to show your face, why am I going to acknowledge you? Right? I'm YouTube allows too many haters and too many trolls. And, I'm not saying McDavid's one. I'm just saying that, at this point, I'm done with trolls. And, I can't sit there and say, oh, well, I know this guy isn't, but I know this guy is. I got to come up with something that's straight, right? You need to use your own name and your own picture. At least that's how I feel, right? And that's. Well, actually, so you're watching me on. I'm not sure if you're watching me on the Guy Bensing or on the Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan. If you are in the Blues Fan Clan, sometimes StreamYard wants you to go and let them say that they can show your name, and you have, if you go to that post. Let me see if I can bring that up. See if I can bring that up for you, bud. Let me see here, Danny. Hold on, Danny. Okay, I know where you're seeing it now. Give me a second, bud. Let me back off. I'm trying. I got to do a couple different things here. Let's see here. I have to refresh it. Give me a second. I'm trying, Danny. On the original post that you're watching this on, it should say something like I'm using StreamYard, or because it's showing me here. I think you're using. I don't know why. See, it's not showing the I'm using StreamYard, or actually it would have on my no. Even then, on my original post, it didn't. Okay, so I'm not sure how to show it to you. Usually, well, Danny, are you watching it on Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan? Right? Right? Oh, I know you do, Danny. My comments weren't aimed at you, bud. Yeah, so for some reason it usually says, I'm going live on StreamYard. Click here to let StreamYard see your name, but I'm not seeing that for some reason. And that's why it's not showing there. John Heffer says Cards on TV and Blues Fan on speakers. Tell him what it is. Just keep him off the drum set. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, bud. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay, no problem. A legendary blues pirate that secretly has a mullet and hates with a lot. And hides it with that. I'm not hiding my mullet. I'm not hiding my mullet. I'm not hiding my long hair. I wear the hat to keep it out of my way. That's it. Right? So that's where I'm at. So yeah, I probably pissed McDavid off, but sorry, man. Sorry, bud. Yeah, I don't know why, Danny. Normally, normally it sits there and shows, it says, "Hey, I'm going live with using StreamYard. Please click here," but I don't see that right now. It says that. Let me do another quick thing here. Yeah, it's not showing it. It's not saying where I went live using StreamYard. So I don't know why it's not showing your name there, Danny. Because usually, I mean, it shows it right there on the main one when I go. Let me try something here. I'm gonna try something here. I might have to hold on. I'm trying to mute it. Okay, so I'm on the same thing you are. No, not there. Overview. Okay. Nope. Not there either. No. Okay, I'm looking at it and I was hoping maybe it would show it, but it's not showing it, so I don't know why. On one of my shows, Danny, where it says that I'm going live using StreamYard, you're going to have to, especially, I mean, if you use the from the Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan one, it'll say that. If you click show more, it'll kind of show that, and you click on that, and then it'll show your name. Yeah, this is just the way, because of the way my show is right now. I don't know why it didn't throw that up. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I try, I try and get the show to pop up in as many places as I can. Charles Drinkin, Brad Pond, Danny Johnson, Ryan Green, Jason Nichols, Don Heffer. Thank you for putting them thumbs in the air. Greatly appreciate it. Good, now other segment is over. Well, hey, man, we're just not a blues show, right? We're not a blues show. We're a hockey show, right? I'm heavy on the blues, but we're a hockey show, and we got to cover everything. You need to know everything. Right. And that's what makes it even better, is when you know more about everything. Jack Campbell, I mean, he's sitting there acting like Jack Campbell's going to be this really huge deal for them, and I don't see it. Well, you know what, Dan? I'm not so sure of that. I am not so sure of that. I talked about Armstrong being a chess player, right? And if you could get 4 pieces for O'Reilly, wouldn't you? Right? If you could get 4 young pieces for O'Reilly, wouldn't you do it? Right? He's got some wear and tear on his body, right? I mean, unless he has an extraordinary year, I think that he does not have a no trade clause. He doesn't have one. Right? I think that, that is something that really comes forward, is that not having that no trade clause. You don't even have to ask the player. You can just do it. You can just do it. And somebody may offer something for him. Something really, really good. Right? I mean, I still see the Blues being one of the better teams in the Central Division. But, there's a lot. Armstrong might be one of the few GMs that doesn't try and improve his team at the trade deadline. He really doesn't. And we've seen that. They have stood pat at the trade deadline, basically, with the exception of the Leddy trade, and that was almost standing pat to me. Right? I mean, it was a nice little trade, but it wasn't a blockbuster. But they stood pat a lot more than they've done things, or they've done a minor move. They haven't done major moves. And to me, Leddy was somewhere between a major and a minor. It was, a mid-major move, right? Is what I would say of it. And I'm sorry, I just think that, and I know it's crazy, but when you look at it, if you're the GM and you don't explore trading O'Reilly, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. Actually, I think it would be, I'd say a knight and 3 pawns is what I think it would be. Yeah, I can. Right? Cards up 5-0. Wendy's at that game. Wendy's is a Cubs fan, so he's at there. right? I try not to bang on the Hawks too much because Wendy's a friend, and Wendy doesn't bang on the Blues, right? And I give him credit for that. He could come on my show and bang on the Blues, but he doesn't, right? He doesn't. He supports his team. He doesn't bang on other teams, so that's why I kind of lay off that. I respect Wendy a lot, and if you know anything about me, see, I learned something in the last week, and it jumped at me in a therapy session. I learned what my core value is. I absolutely learned what my core value is, and it's one word, and it absolutely just stands out for me. And when I tell you what my core value is, I guarantee you everybody that's watching and that knows me is going to agree with this, right? I think beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're all going to, sit there and go, absolutely it is. My core value is respect. That's my core value. It's simply as that. I respect you. You respect me. Yeah, but that's more, he does it, but he smiles. He's jokingly doing it. I get that. I'm okay with that. Oh, wow. Yeah, I can see that. I'm surprised they just didn't do this, They pitched around him. Oh, so the top 10 goalies is, I wonder where Bennington's going to be on that. I'm thinking Bennington's somewhere between 6 and 10. I really do. I know he's got to be one of the top 10. Oh, yeah, that's not happening. I'm watching NHL Network here. A Canadian team will win the Stanley Cup. That's a possibility. Right? I don't really see it. Right? I can't stand when people do that. Islanders versus Kings in the Stanley Cup final. That's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening at all. That one does have potential. Red Wings win around. Spencer Knight takes the starting spot from Bob and starts his reign as the best American player ever. Not there for me. Guy, if we start saving money now, maybe we'll have a chunk come playoff time for tickets. Guys don't understand what it would take for me to come home, the amount of money it would take, right? I mean, for me to come home, it's a minimum $3,000. Minimum $3,000. Right? And right now, not working, and with some of the other things I have, the Coyotes will make the playoffs. That's not going to happen. And the Rangers win the Cup. That's not going to happen either. Tampa makes it 4 final appearances in a row. I could see that. Right? I won't do a GoFundMe. I'm sorry. I would rather be able to get a sponsor, get a company to sponsor me and bring me in that way. Like I was talking about earlier, right here, ESPN 101. You guys, go on my Twitter. Go on ESPN 101. I might put this link. I might put something like this on in the clan. Go on there and tell them. Yeah, we want to hear from this guy. Yeah, we want to hear it. That's the things that we need. I do too, but I'm not sure that a rink would fit. Right? And I'm not sure it would be safe. Okay? You couldn't anchor the boards down on the carrier. That's the problem. Right? It's one thing. You could probably get the ice laid in there. I think you could. get a refrigeration plant and get the ice laid in there, but you couldn't anchor those boards to anything. You couldn't, those boards have to be, drilled down and held in place. And you couldn't do that on the carrier. You couldn't drill into you couldn't, the deck is not thick enough, believe it or not. That deck is not 5-6 inches thick. It's only about 2 or 3 inches thick. And it's not, you're not going to be able to drill anchors in, and they're not going to let you drill those anchors in because of the damage it would cause to the deck. Oh, well, yeah. Well, no, it wouldn't be on an active duty carrier. It'd have to be on one of the reserve carriers, right? It would actually have to be on one of the reserve carriers. And you couldn't have any fans, right? You could not have any fans, right? There is no way that you could have any fans watching the game. So to me, it just doesn't make any sense, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Drone. I'm not up with the drones. You know, I actually, in most cases, I don't like the view that drones give. Right. Well, no. Well, they did a basketball. They did something different. They did basketball, not hockey. And basketball, you don't need that. You don't need you don't have something that has to be anchored in to the deck, where the boards would have to be anchored into the deck, right? Basketball is different. I can see basketball. Hell, guys play basketball. Guys play basketball in the hangar all the time, right? When there's no planes in there, they have hoops set up, and guys will play basketball on the non-skid, which tears up the basketball and tears up your shoes, but they will do it. But you couldn't do hockey, right? There's no way to anchor the boards. There's no you just couldn't do it. Yeah, baseball wouldn't work. The basketball, and I think they've done college games. Like, I think they've done college games on the Midway, right? Which is a retired carrier. It would be really hard to do it on an active duty carrier, but a retired carrier I could see it on. But I cannot see them even on a retired carrier drilling into those decks because of what it takes. Right? I know the repair and the repair that it would take afterwards, and it just couldn't happen. Right? You would not be able to really anchor those boards down solidly. And that's the important thing. Those boards, they need to be anchored down very solidly, and you'd never be able to do it. Right? Where'd he go? Yeah, that's pretty funny, Jason. Well, hey, man, what a fun hour, man. Thanks, you guys, for watching. Don't forget, go on my Twitter, like this page, like this quote I got in there. Go in there, say something about it. Let it, be known that you want the Hawaii Blues fan to be on during a Military Appreciation Day for ESPN 101. Help me out, man. This is your chance. This is your chance to get people involved. So help me out. I would absolutely love it. Well, guys, been a great show. Had a lot of fun. Enjoy your holiday weekend. We'll see you Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hopefully Ashley will be here with us. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for staying around. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo. And I'll see you next time on the Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha!
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's